we go. All right, we are live. We're going Facebook Live here. We are the Irregulars. My name's Tom Alexander, and my partner Matt Posner, joining the festivities as always here today. And I'll tell you, the Super Bowl. We'll talk about the Super Bowl in just a moment. We're a little later this week. Normally we do the show on Tuesday. We had some scheduling conflicts, so here we are on Friday. A little bit of a rarity for us, Matt. But here's we're in this time now, which I think is the worst month for sports. February after the Super Bowl. You got this stretch now that's just dry.
Well, but pitchers and catchers are reporting in, 3 days?
And a couple days, yeah, but you know what? Pitchers and catchers is cool because it sort of gets you a little bit riled up, get you going for the... But really, until the spring training games start,
but then people already started... Well, look, I agree with you as far as action goes.
Yeah.
But we're in the midst of March Madness is right around the corner with the NCAA.
Well... Yeah, but that's 3 weeks. That's 3 weeks.
Yeah, but still, I'm a big college basketball guy.
I like college basketball.
There were some great games on last night. Right. The North Carolina Duke game was a great game. Duke pulling that one out.
Right.
Grayson Allen fouling out in that one.
Right.
Oregon UCLA to follow was a great game. Although I fell asleep in the second half. Oregon was up by 20, so I figured that one was in the bag, and I didn't check the score this morning. But yeah, college basketball is in full swing right now.
Right.
You've got college hockey. That's really popular.
Oh, yeah. It's really huge. College hockey's gigantic.
Well, look, it's funny. It's funny, though. The only reason I bring college hockey up, I got to just share this.
Yeah.
So my son Benjamin got accepted to Penn State.
That's great.
Of all schools that I would allow my son to go to. He wants to go to Penn State.
Okay.
So in 2 weeks from today, I will be in State College, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Taking my son Benjamin on his college tour of Penn State.
Wow.
Now, he's already been to Maryland, and he saw Maryland, and now he wants to see Penn State, and he's going to make his choice between the two. So I'm going to freeze my butt off in this middle of nowhere college campus.
It really is.
It really is in the middle of nowhere.
No, both Pittsburgh and Philadelphia are like, it's like a moonshot away.
Well, it was funny because I didn't know which. I'm flying into Philadelphia, and I really should have flown into Pittsburgh because it's a little bit closer drive.
Yeah,
about a half hour.
Right, and the accessibility is a little better from the west side.
Right.
But yeah, I hear you.
So yeah, and dead of winter. End of February.
No.
Who knows what I'm in store for?
Not exactly the tropics.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, right.
So it was funny. So I'm flipping through the channels the other night, and it was Penn State, Minnesota hockey. And I gotta say, I watched a little bit of it, and it was pretty entertaining.
Okay.
So there's my college hockey.
That's it.
Why I brought that up.
Yeah. But that's great though that he's so it's down to Penn State and Maryland.
Pretty much. I mean, he's got a great offer from Arizona, University of Arizona. And I'd much rather see him stay in a warm weather climate, personally.
Yeah. I have sort of, familial, I guess, allegiances to both those schools. I went to a very small college in Pennsylvania, so I don't really have a direct tie to Penn State or Maryland. But my mom's family's from the Washington, D.C. area, and a lot of my cousins went to Maryland. And my uncle I had an uncle who went there. And a lot of family and friends went to Penn State. So, it's... There's some sense of connection to those two schools, but they're both great schools.
Oh, they're both great schools.
Yeah.
Penn State's engineering program is a little bit better.
Right.
He got into the College of Engineering, so that's really cool.
That's great.
And then the other deciding factor for him is that Penn State has one of the best Navy ROTC programs. Been around a long time.
He's an ROTC guy.
He's an ROTC guy.
Yep.
And the Maryland program is just getting off the ground. So he's kind of wavering. Do I want to be like one of the guys just getting a program started?
Right.
Or do I want to, go to a program where it's established and it's up and running and major things happening? So that's his thing.
Gotcha. No, that's cool.
And as a dad, I'm all about letting my kids make their choices. If they want some steering currents their way, I'll steer them.
You'll offer it, but
I'll offer it, but I won't ever make a choice for them,
Right.
or
Well, yeah, no, that's and that.
I mean, I am pushing. I'd like him to go to Maryland. It's much
you have
easier.
your rooting interest, but you're being a good
I'm
parent.
rooting for Maryland because it's much easier to get to.
Yeah, yes,
it's
it is.
not as cold in the winter there.
No.
You only have a little bit of snow. I know up at State College they get tons of snow up there.
Oh yeah.
It's cold. I was looking at the weather
It's really
today.
isolated. I mean, it is. The little town of State College. There's things to but I mean, you really can pretty much do everything in a day there. You go to Maryland, you've got Washington. You're right.
You got D.C. You got Baltimore.
Right.
A train ride away to Philly.
Right.
A train ride away to New York City.
Right.
Which, it's just so much easier.
Oh yeah. No, I agree.
I mean, I gotta say, I'm really not excited.
Yeah. About Penn State.
About Penn State.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm not excited about that. It's funny because I'm renting a car and I never take the insurance because I use my Geico for my insurance. But I'm actually going to take the insurance this time.
Well, okay. No, that makes sense. But no, you know what? Look, I'm back to what we were just chatting about before with February. These next couple weeks for me are a little bit dry. It's not my favorite month. I mean, there's some great sports months. I mean, October's awesome, with college football and pro football really heating up. Of course, the pennant races, the World Series, all that stuff is great. And hockey starts and preseason basketball starts. October's like a confluence of all. It's just amazing. But here's the thing. You get certain times of the year that are the dry times. March, though, it does heat up, and March Madness is like awesome.
Awesome.
It
It's
really
one of the best things.
It is. It's
going.
great. But I got to say that right now it's like you flip the hourglass over and you're just watching the sand, go down. Come on, March, hurry up.
But you know what, though? It's good to have a little break.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe so.
Again, I'm watching college basketball. I'm watching hockey, although the Panthers were completely unwatchable last night. They got destroyed by the Kings. Neither goalie could I don't even want to say what they could stop. They couldn't stop anything.
Yeah.
And that was bad. And I went to the game I went to a couple of games last week. I was at the Anaheim game, which was very exciting. The Panthers pulled out a 2-1 win. And it's interesting because the Panthers just got back Jonathan Huberdeau. They just got back Barkov. So they're getting healthy at the right time, although it didn't show last night. But this is a team that, look, they won their division last year, made it to the playoffs for the first time in a while. And, fans are expecting them to make the playoffs again. Yeah. And so it's important that for South Florida especially, look, the Heat are on a 12-game winning streak right now.
Playing really well.
Yep. Got a good win the other night in Milwaukee, and they're on the road right now.
And they're beating some real teams. I mean, it's definitely...
say real
well,
teams.
there's a few teams.
They beat the Hawks, they beat the Warriors.
Yeah.
But they beat the Sixers. They're going to play the Sixers again in a couple of days.
Right.
So look, the All-Star game is approaching quickly. Yeah. And then we're at.
Then we got a trade deadline coming up too.
Trade deadline coming up in the NBA.
It'll come out.
So some interesting things. Look, the Charles Oakley thing.
That was interesting.
I
listen. I never condone violence or freaking out or anything, but I got to tell you. You could understand his frustration with that team and that ownership. I
think that was all staged.
You think so?
Oh, I think so.
Really?
Oh, sure.
Yeah?
Sure.
So they talked
what
about
does he really have at stake for the Knicks? Come on. Does he really? Look, I get that he played there for 10 years. Yeah. He was a long-time Knick, made the playoffs a few times, had some really good runs with Ewing and the rest of the crew. And I don't know. I mean, come on. Yeah, he's calling out ownership. And look, Dolan is probably next to Jeff Loria, which we can talk a little bit about too at the Marlins. Him trying to sell now. Yeah. But Dolan has to be probably one of the worst owners in sports.
Yeah, no question.
And, reporters talk about the rules around the team are like no other. And players don't. Look, two things that hurt the Knicks. Number one, ownership for sure. And number two, if you're a guy that you're going to sign a $100 million contract, that's some of the highest taxes that you're going to pay. Yeah. And it's a big chunk of your salary.
Huge.
That's going to get eaten up.
Right.
And I'm not saying for the city of New York to make an exception for pro athletes. I think that's bad.
Right.
But in order for the Knicks to be good, look, and I think the Sixers have a little bit of a problem with that too, because I know Philadelphia has a very high city tax.
Yes, they do.
And if you're an athlete, that's kind of hard to swallow. It takes a big chunk.
It takes a chunk because people think, oh, these guys are making millions, and they are. Yeah, they are making millions, but that money just doesn't go to them. There's got all the guys that get paid out of that. Obviously, the agent gets his 10%,
gets his 10-15%,
maybe 15 in some cases. And then you got management, guys, personal managers. You've got trainers that get paid out of that. There's all kinds of people that are on the payroll that people forget about. And then of course, like you said, they're in a tax bracket that's astronomical.
Yeah, sure.
So it's a whole So that you see somebody get a contract at let's pull in the figure out $15 million a year. Well, that $15 million, that guy is not getting $15 million. There's a lot of people that are biting into the pot.
By the end of the day, he's probably left after the government and everybody else that takes
on the payroll.
Yeah, he's probably left with maybe $7-8 million probably. Probably
which is
half.
nothing to sneeze at.
No, it's not.
Certainly,
but then again, look, we see how all these players and the stories are endless, and how many of them end up broke.
Yeah.
Because when you look at it, the average, just take across the board. What the average lifespan for a professional athlete is maybe on the average between 5 and 8 years.
Yep.
That they really have. It's rare. A guy like LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, guys that have been playing for 13, 14 years. A guy like Kobe Bryant that played for 18 years. A guy like Paul Pierce. Some of the basketball players have longer careers, I think. Major League Baseball players have a little bit longer careers.
If you're a junk pitcher, you may be in it for 18 years. If and some of those guys last a long time. Rubber arms.
Right. Football players definitely don't have the lifespan.
No.
So at the end of the day, it's not like these guys have a 20-year career looking them at the face, and they're able to make all this money over 20 years.
And even afterward, Matt, too, the earning goes down because you're a much more in-demand person. But let's face it, Michael Jordan was much more in demand when he was playing to speak at engagements and things than he is today.
Well, I think that's a bad analogy. I think Michael Jordan still commands a very pretty penny.
Yeah, but are you going to... the thing is, like, a lot of kids, that they may know who he is because he's the... But if you got, like, an 8-year-old kid who never saw Michael Jordan play, it's like, he's Michael Jordan.
But if you wanted Michael Jordan to go speak at at a corporate event, I guarantee you he's going to command every bit of $50 to $100,000.
You think so? Even now?
Even now.
Really? Okay. Maybe you're right.
He's the owner of the Charlotte Hornets. He's one of the greatest.
That's nothing to boast about.
Actually, they're playing good
basketball. They're playing better.
But, it's taken some time to rebuild that organization. To build that organization since they started fresh again. Yeah. After the team moved down back to New Orleans.
Right.
Which was kind of weird, but.
Yeah. So we should really hit quickly on the couple things. Well, obviously the Super Bowl.
Why do you want to talk about the Super Bowl?
Well, we have to.
Why do we have to?
Well, okay, so let's not talk about it.
I don't really care.
No?
I was so upset.
Oh, well, listen, we both were upset.
I was so
Everyone
upset.
in the country, unless...
So why do you want to bring that up again? I don't want to relive that.
All right, so let's not
they won it great.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, no.
Rob Kraft has definitely... I think that this is my take on the Super Bowl and the New England Patriots.
Go ahead.
That Robert Kraft, and I'm going on record and saying this, Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots, has some incriminating photos of Roger Goodell.
Yeah, he might.
Like there was, they went out one night.
That was uncomfortable, by the way. Seeing those.
Oh,
seeing that.
Yes.
Wow, you talk about two guys who can't stand. They can't.
Because Roger knows he's got him by the ball.
Yeah.
There's something going on there.
Right. Yeah, by the deflated balls. Yeah. So I don't, that's it. I hear you. All right, the hell with the Super Bowl. Screw Tom Brady and Belichick and all those guys.
Yeah, the heck with them.
Yeah. So nicely, we move along. We've got a team here in South Florida where we podcast from and broadcast from. The Miami Marlins. Now, looking like they're going to maybe get to Loria, one of the worst owners in all of sports, is probably going to move the team, not move the team, but sell it to someone.
Well, they have a handshake supposedly. This whole thing's convoluted.
Yeah.
The way it's set up. The Kushner family, which is Jared Kushner's brother, I think. But the father, if you research the father, he's got a long list of criminal doings.
Yes.
And so I don't know. Here's the thing about Lurie, and everybody predicted this. 3 years ago, he signed Stanton
Right.
and Yelich
Yeah.
to big contracts.
Right.
And these contracts were heavily loaded on the back end.
Yes.
And
Right.
the only way for him to really get out of it is to sell the
Sure,
team.
of course.
And, it's funny because I look at sports and I look at some of the franchises. Okay, the Dallas Cowboys, for sure. There's no question about it. Now the New England Patriots.
Right.
The New York Giants.
The Yankees.
The Green Bay Packers. The Yankees. The Lakers. The Celtics.
Right.
Just to name a few.
Right.
The Canadians in hockey,
Mm-hmm.
if you would.
Mm-hmm.
These are the richest of the rich.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how the Marlins are worth $1.6 billion.
I don't either.
Where you have a fan base that never shows up, in
Right.
part due to ownership.
Yeah.
Last year I went to a few games, and I think the biggest crowd I saw was probably, I think when the Cubs came to town, was the biggest crowd.
Yeah.
And I went to one of the games.
Yeah.
And I think there might have been 20,000 people there, if that.
Right. And more than half were probably Cub
fans.
Sure, of
Oh,
course.
for sure.
Yeah.
So I think that, again, the stadium, look, the stadium's beautiful. There's no question about it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely built in the wrong location.
Wrong location.
Without question.
Yeah.
Most Broward people, very few Palm Beach
Oh, yeah.
Peach people are going to make that trek down there.
Yep.
And nothing against the Cuban community, which they were really thinking, the Cuban community loves baseball.
Yeah.
That they were going to support the team, and they haven't.
Well, the team. Listen,
And the team wasn't bad last year. They were
Right.
competitive.
Right. Well, I don't know what it is. I think that it is. First of all, I hear you about the stadium. It's in terms of a facility. It's top of the line. The sight lines are good. The field
Great.
conditions, all
There's
that.
not a bad seat.
No,
in
there's
the
not a
house.
bad seat in the house. What I'm left with as a baseball fan, and look, we're both Northeastern guys. It doesn't feel like baseball to me. It just doesn't have that sort of. And I know it's a Miami thing, and they're going for a different thing, but I really think they blew it when they didn't kind of go with more of a retro style that you see in the Northeast. It's something. It leaves me a little cool.
Yeah, but that doesn't work down here. You need what they have. Now, the thing in left center field, that thing's ridiculous.
Oh, you're talking about the home run structure.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that has to go.
Yeah, well, that's never going to go.
But the ballpark, it's an amazing pitcher's park.
Yeah.
Number one.
Right.
And the Marlins, the history of the Marlins really is built on pitching.
Right. Right.
So they built the park based on how the team has been built over the years.
Yeah, and of course, the centerpiece of that pitching staff, unfortunately, sadly, is now gone. If you remember, just a few months back, Jose Fernandez was tragically killed in a boating accident with some friends. And look, it's a restart. To me, they got to reboot, or they got to hit reset or something and see where things are going to go. Is a new owner going to turn things around? I don't know.
It just depends. First of all, you can't.
It'd be great if they can just scoop up the whole stadium, lift it up, and fly it to a different part of the.
I know that would be great, but you can't do that.
Yeah.
So let's forget about the stadium. But
Yeah.
here's what new ownership can do. Number one, look, the Kushners are not South Florida people.
Right.
You got to have.
Well, neither's Floria.
Exactly. Well, that's
Right.
my point. You
Yeah.
got to have South Florida ownership.
Good luck.
I know, but
I mean, that's a tough thing because look, there is this. We all know there's money down here. There is. South Florida has a lot of money, but most South Florida people, maybe a lot of the established business people who may be in a position or have the capacity, the capability to buy the team, maybe aren't so interested in it.
we have a call coming in.
Yeah, we have a call coming in.
Oh wow.
No, you know what? We'll just let that go.
Who is
That's-
it?
Huh?
Who is it?
No, that would be a telemarketer.
Oh, it would
Yeah,
be.
it's a telemarketer.
Oh,
They want
okay.
to, so that,
They want to sell you something.
yeah, I don't want it. I'm not buying. It's the Marlins season tickets.
Well, it's funny. It's funny you mentioned the season tickets because I was going to buy a couple of season tickets just to
Right.
get to the All-Star game.
Right.
And then I figured, you know what? If I really want to go bad enough,
Yeah.
I'll buy a couple of tickets.
Yeah.
I'll bite the bullet on the
Yeah.
All-Star
Look,
game.
I might get down to a game when the Phillies come into town. We'll see what happens. But I haven't been to a game in 2 years.
Really?
No, this will be. If I don't go this year, it's 3 years in a row. But you know what? I don't know. I just don't have the drive to just hop in the car and fight that traffic down there.
It's actually not that bad because there's not that many people going to the game.
Well, that's a good point.
It really is.
I loved it when you go into Dolphins Stadium.
Yeah.
I would literally park. I swear, man. I mean, it was such an easy to find a parking space. I'd walk right in. Always be able to buy it.
And then we'll get on this blog.
Yeah, we could.
We get on the blog talk. Goodbye, everybody.